Well, joining me now is Congressman Mark Harris, a Republican from North Carolina. Congressman, good to have you with us today. All right, what say you? Did you watch any of the halftime shows?
Well, I did, Todd. I figured at some point today I would be asked about it, and so I did. I will admit that there was part of it at one point that I just had to turn away. My wife and I said, I cannot watch this anymore. And so it was just disgusting, parts of it, no doubt. And really to see flags from other countries that were flying, to see the things that were taking place in that show. And really, I'll be honest with you. I looked at my wife at one point and I said, why they think that this is somehow winning the hearts and minds of Americans. I said, really, anybody that's part of the Make America Great Again movement, this only fires up the base. And so I don't know. It was disgusting. I thought the president, a few minutes later, we saw what he put out. I think he gave a very accurate review and once again was stating for everybody what everybody was thinking.
President Trump called the performance a slap in the face to our country. Is that how you felt?
I did. I felt the fact that I kept listening and thinking, what am I missing here? And because nothing was in English. And just I kept thinking at some point that he was going to switch over, but it never did. And so you didn't know what he was saying. You could only see the actions, as vulgar as they were. And it left a very poor taste in my mouth, for sure.
Well, there was also a very clear political message woven through all of this. Bad Bunny says ICE out. President Trump is saying we need some illegals to work farm and hotel jobs. I don't know about that, Congressman. I believe when we say deport everybody, we need to be deporting everybody. What say you?
Well, I do believe that the president is continuing to try to fulfill the promise that was made. This is a multi-step process that I think we've all known from the beginning that had to take place. There had to be the first step to secure the border. And I mean to tell you, the president has done a yeoman's job of making sure that has happened. And the border is secure. I feel confident in making that statement today. The second step was to deport the criminal illegal alien. And I do think that most Americans believe that was going after those with the criminal record, criminal background that were here. Now, we all understand that anybody that has come across the border illegally is here illegally. They've committed a crime by how they came in. But I do think it was also clear that the president was going after the worst of the worst. As we saw things in cities across this country, we saw what happened out in Colorado in those apartment complexes, those gangs. We've seen the number of murders. So they have been trying to target the criminal illegal aliens. And in the process of that, anybody they have come across who is here illegally has been deported. I think that continues. But I also think there's a third step in the process, and that is coming to some point at some place that we're able to look at where we are with immigration and reform our numbers, reform our laws. I don't know what those numbers are going to be, but we've got some great programs here, like the H-2A program that helps those that aren't in the agriculture industry. They need to be brought here the right way, the legal way, but there is a lot of conversation that is going on for how we can do it and build off the successes that we've already had.
All right, Congressman, we appreciate your frankness and candor on that issue. We're going to have to leave it there, and appreciate also your great analysis there of the Bad Bunny halftime show. Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you, Todd. Always a pleasure to be with you.